Consider this is a convex surface. This side mu1, refractive index mu1, and here inside this one it is refractive index mu2, and this one is denser medium than this one, that is mu2 is greater than mu1. O is the point object, this is the incident ray. At the point A, draw the normal. How will you draw the normal? C is center of curvature of this spherical surface. So draw the radius and extend it. So this red line is representing normal. Now here light ray is travelling from rarer to denser medium. So it will not follow the same straight line path. There will be bending of path of light ray. Rarer to denser, so light ray bends towards the normal. So look here, refracted ray comes towards the normal. It cuts principal axis at the point I dash. So I dash is the image. Now P to C, all distances should be measured from P. P is the pole. So P to O, object distance, P to C, radius of curvature of the spherical surface, then P to I dash, image distance V dash. Then I can write down this relation. Okay, mu2 by V dash minus mu1 by U is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by R1. Here I can imagine a second surface in this case. Then what will happen? Then light ray will not follow the same straight line path. What will happen? This one. Due to presence of the second surface, it does not follow this same straight line path. Clear? Then what will be the path followed by it? Look here. Now light is falling on the second surface at the point B. So at the point B, first draw the normal. How will you draw the normal? For second surface, this is center of curvature. So draw radius and extend it. This is the normal. Now light is travelling from denser to rarer medium. So it will bend away from normal. Normal is this. This is the path of incident ray. This is the path of the ray. So in which direction it will bend? Away from normal, means downward direction. This is normal. This one was the original path, but it will bend, so it comes down. Okay. So this is the refracted ray. It cuts principal axis here. So this is the final image. Now for the second surface, what is object distance? Incident ray gives us the position of object. Remember that one. Now in this side, on the left side, the incident ray, look at the path of incident ray. If I consider this one, is it coming from principal axis? No, it is not coming from principal axis. But in this side, it is cutting the principal axis at this point. So for second surface, remember this is object, but it is virtual object, and refracted ray gives you the position of image. This is the refracted ray, so it is image. Light ray is actually cutting principal axis, so image is real. Object virtual and its real image. Okay. So for the second surface, all distances should be measured from the point P2. So now P2 to I dash. Okay. This one is the object distance. P2 I dash object distance. What will be this much? P2 this much, P2 to I dash, V dash minus T. Why? Look here. This is V dash. This total one. Clear? Total one is V dash. And then thickness of lens, it is T. So this much is V dash minus T. Clear? This is the object distance. Image distance, which one? Image distance P2 to I. This one. This one is the final image. So image distance, I can write it as V. Clear? This is V. So what will be the formula? Main formula was, there will be just exchange of refractive indices. Okay. Mu2, it will be mu1. V dash was image distance. Now image distance is V. Minus, instead of mu1, it will be mu2. Object distance. Now object distance, here I have written object distance is V dash minus T. I told you that this is the object distance for second surface. Clear? This much. So here I can write, what I can write? V dash minus T. On the right side also, instead of mu2, it will be mu1 minus mu2. Mu1 minus mu2 instead of R1 it will be R2. Okay, as thickness of the lens is very small, T can be neglected. So mu1 by V minus mu2 by V, T is negligible, V dash is equal to mu1 minus mu2 by R2. Now this is our equation 1, this is 2. Add 1 and 2. Okay, adding 1 and 2, what we can write? Equation number 1, this one mu2 by V dash minus mu1 by U. Then here left side plus mu1 by V minus mu2 by V dash. Right side, look here, mu2 minus mu1 by R1 plus right side. This is mu1 minus mu2 by R2. Okay, so from here this one I can cancel. Clear? So on the left side what is there? On the left side I can write mu1 by V. Mu1 by V. Here minus mu1 by U. Okay. Then on the right side, look here, I can make this one minus, then it will be mu2 minus mu1. Look here, look at the calculation. Mu2 minus mu1 by R. This one I am making minus. This plus I am making minus. Then it will be mu2 minus mu1 by R2. This one was R1. May I write this one? Mu2 minus mu1 by R1. If I make it minus, then it will be mu2 minus mu1. Now what I'll do? I'll take common mu2 minus mu1. Okay? Let us see. Then mu2 minus mu1 I have taken common. Okay? And from left side I can take mu1 common. Clear? So mu1 common, 1 by V minus 1 by U, and on the right side mu2 minus mu1 common. Then what I can write? Take mu1 on the right side. It will be here, this one. Now this, I can split it like this, mu2 by mu1 minus mu1 by mu1. Same. Now this one can be written as 1 mu2. Mu1 by mu1, 1. 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Now you know that when the object is at infinity, where the image will be formed? The image will be formed at focus. That is when U is infinity, V is equal to F. Now 1 by V means 1 by F. 1 by U means 1 by infinity. 1 mu2 can be written as mu, because medium 1 means it is air. Okay. So 1 mu2 I can write it as mu. This one 1 by infinity 0. So ultimately we get 1 by F is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This is known as lens maker's formula. And in the total calculation we considered that object is point object. Okay, angle of incidence, angle of refraction at each surface, it is very small, and thickness of the lens, that is also small, and aperture of the lens, that is also small.